Welcome to the Howdy Movie Show. Here it's Friday in July, middle of the summer. Hopefully the weather is right where you are. Hopefully you're enjoying the upcoming weekend. Have your family around you. Hope everything goes very, very well for you. Today is Friday, which means we have the Schiffhead of the week, and we have multiple today. It is just sort of amazing. Over the last couple of days, I've been watching the hearings, the IRS whistleblower hearings in Congress. And you want to see two sides who are just diametrically on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and why the hearings are there in the first place. I sat there with amazement because we had two guys from the IRS that are pretty sharp. These guys are the creme de la creme, the top of the best of the best of the best. So the credentials and what they said could not be impugned. And they knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew that the Democrats were going to try to really make them look like idiots, like they don't know what they're doing. Only this time, because these people were so talented, because they were so precise, because they knew exactly what they were doing, because they were impartial, because they are the true definition of a professional, the Democrats really couldn't do too much. So what did they do? They want to trivialize what Hunter Biden did. He evaded taxes. A lot of people evade taxes. All he's got to do is pay the taxes and everything will be okay. That shows you that they had no clue why they were there. You had one congressman from California say, well, you know, it's okay. All he's got to do is pay it and we'll clean the slate. You had a congressman from the Detroit area go ballistic saying we're wasting our time on stupid stuff like this when we should be worried about crime in the streets, etc., etc. This is crime in the streets. The hearings had nothing to do with Hunter Biden not paying taxes. It had nothing to do with American citizen not paying taxes. Had nothing to do with evading taxes, with hiding income. Nothing to do with that at all. These hearings were to show the corruption in government, the corruption in the Democratic Party, weaponizing the Department of Justice, weaponizing the IRS, weaponizing the FBI to pursue vendettas against people who are not of their ilk, people who do not agree with them, going after Catholics because they're considered terrorists. It is amazing the Democrats on these committees had no clue why they were there. I say that tongue-in-cheek because they knew why they were there. They're just trying to divert the attention from what they know is the obvious. There's a crime family running this country. There's the head of the crime family sitting there as president of the United States. Now they have 17 recordings of the head of Burisma oil company saying we had to pay $5 million to Hunter and $5 million to his father Joe to make sure certain things happen in China, etc., etc. That is damning evidence. You have a pay-for-play criminal enterprise. While Vice President of the United States, under Barack Obama's nose. So my Schiffhead of the week goes to all those Democratic congressmen on those committees that have no clue what's going on, theoretically, that try to trivialize what's going on. They do not want to get to the bottom because they know they are at the bottom. They are the reason that these hearings are going on. They're the reason of the weaponization because it's for their party is benefiting from it, and they don't want to give that up. What's scary about this whole thing is, let's say finally justice does prevail. during the next year, Kamala Harris is waiting in the wings. If Biden is impeached, if the actual press in this country takes a look at the facts and realizes what is going on, if we get the Vice President of the United States pull a Gerald Ford and take over the presidency as when Nixon resigned, Kamala Harris, Giggles, could not lead a Boy Scout troop out of a phone booth, and she will be President of the United States. What do you think our allies would think? What do you think Russia, Iran, China would think? They'd be celebrating in the streets. The only good thing that could happen is maybe the Democratic Party will wake up, cleanse itself of the cancer that is the Biden family, that is the weaponization of government against the American citizens, and come up with some candidates that stand for what this country was based on. I hope that this will occur. I have no idea who's running the country now. Every day you see Joe Biden on taking out notes, screwing that up, screwing speeches up, making mistakes. God knows how his mental competence is, but he's being adored and covered up by the press in this country and by the Democratic Party, who's left holding the bag. They've got no choice. They got to back the guy. Sooner or later, when they go back to their own districts, they are going to hear from their voters. That's why I wish these whistleblowers would go to each district and have the constituents ask them questions. Not the Democratic congressmen, the constituents. Because they know what was going on. The Schiffheads of the week, all those Democratic congressmen who still believe that those hearings were about taxes. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope everything goes well. Go to the YouTube, punch in the Howdy Boomy Show on a daily basis. Unfortunately, you're going to have to look at my mug, but we're going to have some fun. Have a great weekend. Go out and vote. That's how we can take this country back. God bless you. God bless America.